Great. Okay, can you see now?
Yes, perfect. Thank you so much.
Great. Okay, so I was talking about a disclaimer. So the income numbers in this presentation are not typical, which means people can make so much money out of it, and so many people who do not put in their work. I mean, if you sign up for the company and you're not putting any work in the company, of course you're not going to get anything out of it. We've had people who've made up to $1 million a month in this company, and people who have made $0 a month. Of course, it all depends on your own efforts. So what kind of product, like we are introducing a first-class consumer experience, because in the 21st century, so many times we have different products, right? Companies who have different products and services that is, they're taking to the market. But iBuumerang came in with a 21st century model. And I'm asking, like, what is the 21st century model? Because now we have so much technology around the world, which is actually technology helps us to facilitate and also make sometimes some of us lazy. But the technology that we're using in iBuumerang, we say we know what we really want to give customers a first-class experience. And with the old model, the customers will pay more, and only the strong distributors, only the strong recruiters will make more money. Because being the network marketing industry, we think about people who want to make more money and people who want to bring more people in the business. But in this, that's the old model, which means for a slow person who goes into the business, therefore, we have I know the story of the monkey, the elephant, and the fish. But the monkey is the person that flies, that can jump out on all the trees and make all the money. And the fish and the elephant are those people like you and I, Bart, who are here and who say, no, we don't know how to recruit people, we don't know how to do anything, but we are only there because we're excited for the opportunity and we want to be able to create a residual income source for our families. But this is what the old model is. So what is the new model? The new model now in iBuumerang is that what iBuumerang brought into the market is make money only when your customers save money. I mean, this is an incredible philosophy, because at the end of the day, sometimes we think about when you sell more products, then you get more money. When you sell more, when you talk to more people, you recruit more people in your business, that's when you make more money. But in this organization, it said make money only when your customers save money. Because most times if you are in a company or maybe in a product company, of course the company produces those products, they manufacture the products and everything, and they want to make sure that they also make profit out of it. So they mark up the price of the product, go all the way up so that they were able to sell the product to the customers. And at the end of the day, they also want to make profits and pay you as a distributor. But being iBuumerang says, you know what, we only make money when the product works, which means we only make money when our customers save money. And how do we say how we're going to bring this vision to the world, because it's so good, and we've tested out different industries and different markets, where we say, how are we going to introduce this technology, how are we going to introduce this 21st century model to the world? And it all starts with travel. Travel is an $8 trillion industry, which means it's not going anywhere. You will never see an empty airport, no matter what the crisis is. People are always traveling, people are always going somewhere. The hotels are always having somebody living in the hotel. They always have a room for somebody in there, no matter whatever crisis is going on in the world. And if you look at the numbers right here, if you look at Asia is making $70,000 a second, which means in the last 2 minutes that we've been doing this presentation, they've made, a lot of money. If you look at Europe, this is incredible, because, we always say travel being an $8 trillion industry. And if I can just put a knife in the cake, and just get the residual out of that, that would be good enough for me and my family. But that's the industry that we're starting out with. But do you know a little secret? Because so many times we all book travels through hotels, through Booking Holdings, Expedia, all this other website, and we're all familiar with the websites, because guess what? At the end of the day, they are all marketing companies, because they are all marketing. They deal with something called price parity and markup, which means at the end of the day, they're increasing the price of the product. They give a bundle to the customer, and the customer go out there pay for it, and the customer thinks that these are actually hotel or website companies where they can actually save money. But all the 20-30% discounts that they give you is nothing close to anything, because at the end of the day, they're making tons and tons of money. My brother is actually has an Airbnb, and which means Airbnb say, you know what, your room is $45 a night. We're gonna increase the room to like $80 a night, because we're also gonna pay, we're gonna advertise the room on our website. So that's how these companies make their money. At the end of the day, they say they're saving you money, but they're not saving any money. And then we are using one of our partners in the travel space is Extreme Travels. We pass on all the savings to you as an ambassador. Extreme Travel is a top award winning in travel agency, because they have, they've been recognized in the travel space by Royal Caribbean, Royal Carnival Cruise Airlines, FunJet Platinum membership, and these are top industries. These are top companies in the industry, which means before they actually recognize anybody or any company for their membership or for their maybe for their customer base, they've actually been able to know that these companies, these people, the credibility is top notch, and they are also the credibility is top notch, the profitability is top notch, and they're also a very, very remarkable company that's supporting the travel space. So how are we going to introduce this technology now to the world? How are we going to bring this travel to the world? So we created a travel platform, your own booking travel platform, which means the customers will be able to have, you as a customer or as an ambassador, you have your own wholesale travel booking engine, which means you can go on this platform and save up to 70% off. And just last week, we were having a conversation with, our CEO was doing a presentation. And now, because of the services, because of the customers that have been using our platform, we over 250,000 customers in the last 8 months. 250,000 customers who are using this service. They're using this website, and they're super excited. And customers can save up to 80% off right now. With 80% off, it's like paying for nothing for you to be able to travel. And we as an ambassadors, we only make money when our customers save money. And being an ambassador, you also earn travel bonuses, refer travel. If you refer travel to Extreme Travels, you're also able to earn travel bonuses. So these are just examples of the slides of our travel experience. So look at on Expedia, a night in New York City, a 4.5-star hotel in New York City is $339 a night. On our iGo platform is $179 a night, which means the customer is saving, or you as an ambassador, you're saving $161. This is incredible. Looking at the other one, this is a 4-star hotel in Paris. For one night in Travelocity is $440 a night. Look, on iGo platform is $130, which means that we are saving $310. It's the same room, the same hotel, the same date, the same everything, just 2 different platforms. Then you can actually see how these companies are marketing companies. And our website is the only website that's actually using first travel booking engine for you to be able to pay with Bitcoins, because we're in the 21st century. Things are changing rapidly, and people have Bitcoin savings. They can actually use that right now to book their own travels. Our next slide right here is rental cars, because we're not just looking at hotels, we're looking at rental cars, we're looking at cruises. This is rental car that was actually booked right here in New York City. Is $392 in total. On our iGo platform is $221, which means the customer is saving $171. We look at a 4-star resort right here in Los Cabos. This is $834. I think this was for a week, for a whole week, $834 on hotels.com. If you look on our iGo platform, it's $552. And the good thing about the iGo platform is it actually gives you a comparison of all different hotels or all different websites, which means you can see what Expedia charges for the same hotel, the same date, the same room and everything. Just a few more examples right here. These are customers who've been able to utilize the service. They're super excited about the opportunities that the opportunity that they have in using the service. And the customer says, you know what, this is a customer right here who saved $848.45. And this is a reward, this is just a savings that they had. And they also have reward points that they get. And all these other receipts, these are all for other customers. Right here on our extreme right, this is our own CEO, Mr. Horton Box. When he was presented with this opportunity, he said, you know what, I'm gonna have to check this out to see if it actually works before I market it. And he saved, if you see right here, he saved $1,589 on his trip. That's his $1,500 saved. And the reservation, I mean, his savings was even more than the reservation. His reservation is $1,300 and he saved $1,500. This is incredible. Like I said, that we are not only looking at the hotels, we're looking at rental cars, we're looking at cruises, flights, rooms, weeks, marketplace, timeshares, which means all these services are available to you. They are available on your platform. It's like a regular platform where you book your travel, but just different because it has everything. We are also giving our customers a 110% price match guarantee. I was even looking at it the other day. We actually looking at restaurant savings. People, you can buy a gift card, and you can buy a gift card of $11 with $11, $100 gift card. I can go to the restaurant and enjoy your time with it. Oh, this is one of the amazing things that, I mean, iBuumerang is not just a company that's actually out there to make profit. We are a company of people, because at the end of the day, we are looking at how much impact we are creating in the world. We have our Boom Foundation, and the Boom Foundation out there to help hungry kids around the world. We've been partnered with partnership with Children International and the Mana Relief Organization. Every boomerang that a customer activates, every time we have one customer, a meal is being fed. We are feeding a hungry kids in one of these organizations. And right now, I think we fed over 3.5 million kids right now. I mean, since March 11, I mean, the last 8 months, we fed 3.5 million kids of nutrition that have been fed to those kids. And right now, I'm gonna pass it over to my brother, my partner, Bart. Bart, take it over from here, my brother.
Oh, thanks, Rudy. Yeah, you and I love this. I mean, the lady to the far left there, Miss Karen Hirsch, and the gentleman to the right, Mr. Peter Hirsch. Peter is our chief giving officer. But you can just tell by the looks on their faces, this is what it's about. And this is just an example of why this thing is called iBoomerang.
Right.
What does a boomerang do? You toss it out and it comes back to you. We're tossing out not only savings, but goodwill, and look what's coming back. And the reason it's called iBoomerang is because it's an affirmation. You say to yourself, iBoomerang. And Rudy's right, we fed over 3.5 million servings of nutrition to kids all over the world. They have built villages, they have refurbished homes and schools, and that's just the beginning of what we're doing. So I guess the next question for you is, who are all the people that are part of this? This is our leadership team here. On the far left, Mr. Holton Buggs, all the way through to T. Gray, Mark Kitcart, David Manning on the far right at the top. David Manning is the CEO of Extreme Travel. He and Holton Buggs are the two that came together to create this just different opportunity. Peter Hirsch, you saw, is the reason they got together. And then we have Edwin Haynes, our global master ambassador. And then we can't forget Miss Lori Spears. She is the reason that we're able to get such of the rates that we get and have the things that we do. So the question then becomes, do you boomerang? Yes, I boomerang. I boomerang every single day with it. So what is iBoomerang? Well, folks, it's as easy as 1, 2, 3. So here's what iBoomerang is all about. You send someone a free website, they book the travel and save, and you get paid. It's that simple. And all we want our ambassadors to do is send a free website, because once that happens, our customer excellence department takes over, and they will then feed the people who are part of this with some of the deals and some of the special things that are out there that Rudy talked about and alluded to. They book their travel, they save, and then you get paid. You're going to learn in a minute about two other verticals that we have with this. But let's just talk a sample here of what happens when you go. I'm going to use a personal example here to give you kind of an idea of where we're headed. I was just up in New York 2 weekends ago with Rudy. We went to an event that Mr. Holton Buggs had. I stayed at the Doubletree Hotel in the Financial District, a 4-star hotel. I was there for 3 nights. I saved $280 on a 3-night stay. That's me as an ambassador. What you see here is a TSA member site, and next to it a iBuumerang customer site. And what's the difference? I saved $280. My customer would save $140. They would be happy with that $140. They save half of whatever I saved. But then half of what they saved, half of that $140, $70 of that comes back to me as cash. The other $70 goes into the compensation plan, and 15% of it goes into creating the platform we have, doing the upgrades, doing all the marketing and everything. So as you can see here, here's an example of where with tax, a person was able to pay $621 for their room. They saved $424. Their customers saved $212. You see the $106 saving bonus comes back. And then it talks about 140 CV at $74. What that means is as you build a team, you also can benefit from travel that your team members, customers do as well. And so you'll see some of that to start taking place with it. So let's look at a customer acquisition model, and we'll talk just a moment about that. So here's really what we're talking about with giving out our boomerangs. When you get started at the lowest class, which is the coach class, and we'll talk about those in just a moment, you're going to get 10 iBuumerangs to give out. The industry standard is that with our platform, people will save about $600 a year. That means as an ambassador, 300 of that comes back to you in savings. So 10 customers times 300 is $3,000 that's coming back to you in savings. But what if those 10 customers became 100 customers? And you might say, Bart, is that really possible? I've done it. Yes, it's possible. And so looking at 100 customers, that becomes $30,000. We have a person in our organization who's already given out 800 iBuumerangs. That's $250,000. But it doesn't stop there. As the slide shows, we have a new vertical, and it's called Vibe. This launches on December the 6th in Miami. We're so pumped and excited about it. What is Vibe? Vibe is a new rideshare. And not only is it a new rideshare, it's just different too. And here's how it's just different. Let's say that you're a female traveler and you travel by yourself. You can now request a female chauffeur, a female person to be in your rideshare. Let's say that you're coming here from Mexico and you only speak Spanish. Your English is not very good. You can request a Spanish-speaking driver. They've taken and listened to what customers want and turned it into what we are now offering. But there's even more to it. So a Vibe Ride driver is able to also say to his friends, hey, I'm doing Vibe Ride, and you want to join with me as a driver, and that driver then can benefit from the customers that his driving friends do. So it's a way to really increase all along, and that's still in the best part. We've got a thing called Boom Mobile coming up. Boom Mobile is a cellular plan that's going to release in early 2020. It's going to be a $49.95 cellular program, unlimited everything, and here's what happens. Remember earlier when Rudy talked about that we have people making no money and we have people making, a person already made $1 million in this organization since March? Just by looking at travel, looking at Vibe, and looking at Boom Mobile, here's what's happened. You can now get paid every year, every month, every day. The travel is based on a yearly average. People travel sometimes once a year. Boom Mobile, when you pay your monthly bill, you're going to commission off one of your customers paying their monthly bill. And then every time someone takes a ride, every single day, I know my brother Rudy uses it quite a bit there in New York. I did when I was up there. Every time someone rides, you're going to commission off that too. But it's not because we're marking up anything. Remember, guys, it only works when people save money. And that's what it's really all about. So how does this all work? Well, there's a couple of different ways. There is a thing called a direct sales bonus, and here's what it amounts to. Yes, you can create, $250,000 as Paula is doing with her 800 customers, and that's all you do. We have churches and organizations. That's how they're supplementing their donations and income coming into their churches and their associations. It's just through the customer base. But let's say you want to build a team. With the team, there's 3 classes: coach, business, and first class. Every time you sign someone up in coach, you automatically get a $20 bonus. Business 40, first class 80. And then you start to build that team. We're not going into a whole lot of detail here about the team because it does get complex and complicated, but here's what I want you to know. As you build your team, not only are you building a team of ambassadors, but you're also building an additional team of customers in your base with it. And with this dual team, as they call it, you're able to make up to $250,000 a week. Now, I asked the question, can you live on that? Can you live on $1 million a month? This is designed so uniquely by Mr. Halton Buggs because he wants to create this to where anyone can be successful with it. So how do you get started with all of this? Just like going to the airport, the very first thing is called standby. This is your starter, what we call your starter kit, your registration. It's $49.95 to get started. With that, you get your own personal Boomerang customer site. And that's where you can go out and you can book your own travel. It is a customer site, not an ambassador site. So the savings aren't as great, but you can see the savings your customers would see. You get 5 boomerangs to share with people, just to see if this really fits what you want to do. And let's say as you're doing that, someone says, hey, my soccer team is going to, Kansas City, or going to Boston for a soccer event. I need to book 10 rooms. How do I do that? You submit an email to Extreme Travel, even at standby. They will take care of every piece of that, everything, and they will give you 25% of the commission just for referring them up there. You get an IDA site, which is the really cool interactive presentation, and you get the whole back office. That's $49.95, and if you stay at that, it's $49.95 a month. But here's the thing, it's standby, just like being on the plane. You're not going to go anywhere, so you're not going to commission. So you need to decide which way you're going to go, coach, business, or first class. At coach, you're going to commission off hotels and rental cars. Notice I didn't say flights. Flights are out there. If it's an international flight, there are some good deals. But here domestically in the US, back in the 1990s, airlines stopped paying commission. But we offer it out there because that is something that you can have as a benefit, but also you can gain points. Remember me talking about the DoubleTree I stayed at in New York? I got points with iGo. I also got points for being a Hilton Honors member. And I also got points because I used my travel credit card. Same thing here. And you're able to then turn those points into cash, and you can buy an airline ticket with the points you're getting. You also get 10 boomerangs and to give out. At this level, at the coach class level, you only receive 50% of the eligible commission. So that $140 that I said the customer would save, and I got paid 70, at coach, you would only receive 35. That dual team bonus is 10%. That's where you start making money off your team and their customers there. It's $250 to get started, and you get 200 customer volume. The thing that's also unique about our products is we don't look at the number of people that you have, we look at the volume of business you create. And volume comes all sorts of ways, not only from having people join, but also having customers book travel and customers go out to restaurants and buy wine and go golfing. The next one is the coach class. Here you get business class. Here you get everything you got in the coach class, but you also get cruises. And folks, I'm here to tell you, that's where the discounts are. That's where the really good deals are. And cruises are probably our most popular piece of our travel industry. Here you get 25 boomerangs. And here's where you also start making 100% on the travel savings bonus. Your dual team is now 12%. That 2% makes a lot of difference when you start looking at residual income. And finally, oh my, first class. Under first class, guys, you get everything. You get homes, weeks, the marketplace, which for golf and the wine and all is lifestyle, timeshare. Let me talk a minute about weeks. Do you know that they were talking today, they had Mr. Bucks had a presentation, and they showed where a person, where the Hirsch's went out, and they found a week at a resort. I believe it was in Cancun or Cabo, Los Cabos. It was a resort for a week for $235. It's crazy what's out there and the savings that are out there over other industries. We're not sure where Vibra, but we know for one thing for sure, it will be in the first class. So the difference is there too, you get 15% dual team. So what does it cost to get started? $250 for coach, $500 for business, $1,000 for first class, plus that $49.95. So $300, $550, $1,050. Here's a great thing that shows exactly what you get on each one. And when you're out here, you think, well, how do I get more boomerangs? I've given out over 100, and I've got probably another 100 or so to give out. How do you get those? There's all kinds of ways. Each month, when you pay your $99.95, you get 10 more boomerangs. We had a promotion going on, buy 25 for $25. Crazy to invest $1 for something that could be worth 300. That's crazy. This is the vision that Holton Bucks has with it. And you can see here what we have available and which way to go. So it goes back to that very first question that Rudy asked. Do you boomerang? I boomerang. So here's how it all lays out. At the first class level, again, guys, you get everything. At the business, you see where you get the rental cars, the hotels, the flights, and the cruises. Remember, flights domestically do not pay any commissions. And then at the coach class, you get the hotels and the rental cars. So you see the complete picture there. So how do you get started? I would suggest you get back to the person who invited you, whether it was me or Rudy or another person on there, or maybe you're watching the recorded version of this. You get back with that person. If you've not seen the iDecide, they will send you one, or they will send you their replicated iBuumerang website, and you join there. It's that easy to join. $99.95 a month, and what does that do? That makes sure that everything works and continues to grow, and we always, always give out our boomerangs free. There's never a fee, never a membership, never a catch, never will be, never renewal, nothing. It's absolutely free. So guys, thank you for spending some time with Rudy and me. Rudy, any last thoughts before we say boom to the world?
Man, I just want to say thank you so much for hanging out with me, man. This has been amazing. You did an amazing job presenting this opportunity out here today. And we had a ton of people online who are definitely going to come back with some questions. We're here to answer your questions. We'll help you get started, and so you can explore this opportunity as an additional source of income as well.
Absolutely. Folks, thank you for joining us. We'll see you on the beaches of the world, and boom.
Boom.
Boom.